Are there any particular opportunities that you see at the moment? I mean, you're obviously exposed to a lot of different businesses, there are a lot of different categories of businesses. Where do you see some of the opportunities that are beginning to arise in terms of if people want to go and invest or potentially buy a business? Where should they be looking?
Huge opportunity right now. It's absolutely spectacular. The banks have come out as an average at the moment, as part of their plan. They've decided to put term deposit rates. They've decided to buffer term deposit rates up to the gnarly prices of 1.7 or some percent as of this morning for term deposit money. So you certainly, if you're a sophisticated investor, unless you are just being very cautious and you don't need to make money and it's not a major thing for you, bank money is fine. But in terms of business funding and property and a genuine investment for people looking to grow, cash right now is absolutely king in every aspect, whether you're buying a car or buying a house or whatever it is, because deals are willing to be had. What is become very obvious, especially after our discussion about skinny companies a few moments ago, is companies are going to go for sale. Pieces of companies are going to go for sale. Having cash right now enables so much. If, for instance, I was looking to get into the accounting sector or fruit and veg, there's not a lot of difficulty in me acquiring portions of businesses if I happen to have some cash in the bank, because you're almost keeping them afloat. There's also, if you're not so much into the actual takeover piece of cash, there's a lot of lending. There's a lot of lending going on right now, and there's a lot of expensive lending going on right now.
Yes.
There are sites around that allow investors to go up against the fintechs, up against the majors, up against the second tier banks, of lending working capital, whether it be secured or unsecured. Things like lendstream.com.au brings opportunity for businesses who are looking for working capital, who are looking for either to keep their lights on or to keep growing. You've still got the defensive and offensive deals on the market. I think a lot of people sit around and they day trade. A lot of people sit around and they might jump on and buy gold or sell shares in this and that and the other. I think the future is moving towards potentially lending to Australian businesses. And this is something I'm so passionate about, because there are good returns in it, because the businesses need money.
Yes.
And just to give you an idea, I had a conversation with a gentleman a couple of days ago. We managed to get him an approval for $1 million. That $1 million, he didn't even ask the product, ask the rate or anything like that. The rate, the market said the rate would be, say, 15%. That is actually a very strong rate as of right now for working capital, unsecured working capital in deposited into an account. That's 150K a year for 2 years. I said, does this make sense? What are your thoughts? He said, Luke, I've put 20 years of my life into this business. It's bought houses, it's put food on my table, it's going to secure my kids' future. $150,000. What is this? It pales into insignificance for keeping my life, my dream open. And that's a 15% piece. Some people have got the same attitude of a 25% rate. Now, these are good businesses. They've weathered storms, they've weathered recessions. It just so happens that this is a once in a lifetime, occurrence we're having here, and there's a lot of opportunity because of it, because they have to keep their doors open, because they can survive 9 out of 10 other, or 99 out of 100 other circumstances. It's not so much about, for these businesses, how much it costs. It's about just keeping the lights on.
Correct.
Now, when you look at what opportunities banks are giving you for investment at 1.7%, Or if I had many millions of dollars and I could back a very good, shrewd Australian business person who's passionate, who's got love and life to give, and he's got everything on the line, and I was maybe going to give him the money at a little less than that, but I would still make a good return. There's plenty of upside.